Thursday Thunder.
Thursday Thunder, yeah. And how shit is the weather?
It's pretty shit.
It's awesome, I love it. Winter.
We've got the watchful eye of our producer here with us today.
Yeah. So yeah, she's keeping an eye on us. We're here at the gym for Thursday Thunder.
What a good little kid. She just sits there and does
He
nothing.
just sits there and eats chocolate and watches Friends, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good TV show.
We've got a lot to talk about today.
There's a big...
There's a lot happening.
Yeah. You even printed out a list.
I've got a huge list here.
Normally we just free
yeah.
run it off the top of our heads.
Free bag it.
Free bag it. Free ball.
Anyway, I think we go to the biggest bodybuilding story it broke this week.
Oh yeah.
And that's that Kevin Levrone apparently is making a comeback at this year's Mr. Olympia.
That's pretty big.
That's big news. Now, I was coming up in the bodybuilding scene when Kevin was competing, so he was one of the few guys that I really followed, along with Rich Gaspari. Now, this guy, you know, if you don't know who Kevin Levrone is, Google the best bodybuilder not to win an Olympia, and you'll get a lot of videos and images on Kevin. And he really should have been Mr. Olympia, but he was most probably in that wrong era of Lee Haney, Rich Gaspari, Sean Ray, you know, where there was those incredible bodybuilders. So at 51, he's going to make a comeback.
He's a genetic freak.
He's a genetic freak. He used to compete. When he competed, he only trained for they reckon 6 months of the year. You know, and then fully prepped for an Olympia or a contest for maybe 16 weeks. And that means, and they reckon that he grew before your eyes.
Yeah.
I was listening to a podcast with a guy who used to train him this week, and he said that Kevin would grow day to day. That's what a genetic freak he was. Can he pull it off at 51 and come back? I hope so, because I'll be really, really disappointed if he's on that Olympia stage, standing at the back and finishing in equal 16th or something.
I don't think that he would put himself up there like that, though.
Well, I wouldn't think so either. He's got to be pretty confident that he can pull this off.
I reckon he'll be able to pull it off.
That's going to make this year's Olympia pretty newsworthy. Because I think in the last couple of years, Olympia's gotten a bit predictable. Yeah. So, you know, he's told out straight out that he's not competing and coming back just to compete. He's coming back to win.
Shit, well that's pretty confident.
It's pretty confident. And the pictures I've seen, he's big. They reckon he's up to way over 200, and he looks it.
Damn.
So it's going to be interesting. Anyway, moving on. Fitness Expo this weekend.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Yeah. So the Adelaide Sports and Fitness Expo, the third Fitness Expo. Australian Muscle, we're not going to be there as a stand this year, but I'm going to be hovering around.
I'm going to be there though.
You're going to be there with Michelle Richards?
I will be at the Michelle Richards Health and Fitness stand.
Cool. I'll pop in and say good day.
That's the first time that we've had a stand.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, so I'll be there. Obviously, the highlight of the weekend is going to be the WFF Asia Pacific contest.
And my stand.
And your stand. I've heard there's competitors coming from Korea, Asia, Japan, Kuwait apparently, yeah. So it's going to be interesting. We've also got a few big name local competitors competing. Maddie Smedley's competing, looking insane. So yeah, I think that'll be good. I'll be going on Sunday to watch the bodybuilding. Definitely.
That'll be a good show. And the bikini fitness on the Saturday.
On the Saturday, yeah. Apparently, heaps and heaps of competitors. So come and check out the Sports and Fitness Expo this weekend at the Adelaide Showgrounds. Both days start at 10 o'clock. Yeah. Don't you hit that stand, Michelle. All right.
What's the big weekend coming up? That's going to be good.
That's it. We got some questions.
Oh, okay. This was some good ones.
Yeah. We get people asking us all the time, and I get that in the shop. What's the difference between aminos and protein? People come up to me all the time and say, "Oh, I want the protein powder that's got the most amount of amino acids," you know. And I can see where they're doing that, because I'll see some protein powders will have a big amino acid profile written on it, and others won't. Now, in the end, that amino acid profile that's written on the side of a protein powder is the typical amino acid analysis or profile of whey protein. Yeah. So some companies will put it up. Yeah. Some companies won't. Now, technically, to answer that question, aminos and protein are the same thing. So your protein powder is amino acids.
Yep.
The only difference is that once you drink it, your body has to digest it and break it down into those amino acids.
Yes.
If you are taking an amino acid supplement, well, that broken down to amino acids has already happened.
Yeah.
So it's still protein, but it's just in the form of amino acids. So amino acids are good to take around training time, obviously, for fast absorption.
Yep.
At bedtime and things like that. The most popular amino acids are obviously branch chains and glutamine, which are the benefit of bodybuilders for building, or anybody weight trainers for muscle recovery, muscle repair. But you got your carnitine. So there's 22 of these amino acids, and 8 or 9 of them are what's called essential. So those essentials you have to get in. So if you get those essential aminos in, your body will make those others.
Yes.
All right. So that's it pretty well. There's no one protein powder that has got more amino acids than another one, unless the company then adds amino acids to it. And that you will see in the ingredients list. You go into the ingredients list, and it might say in there glutamine, branch chain amino acids. They've added extra in there.
With every single meal that I consume, I have BCAAs and EAAs.
Yeah.
Every meal.
Yeah.
Just to get that added amount of amino acids.
So all that's doing is you're increasing your protein amount during the day in the form of amino acids.
Because it gets into my bloodstream quicker.
A lot quicker. Yeah. And they have
less calories.
Well, virtually no calories. The calorie value of amino acids is virtually negligible. Yeah.
So like if you wanted to eat more food but drop your calories to like kind of balance it out, don't have protein powder. Instead have BCAAs and EAAs. Eat more food.
I used to hear years ago, remember John Davey?
Yes.
Yeah, he used to work for Mussared, Australia's first pro, or one of our first pros. I used to hear that John used to, in his last couple of weeks before a contest, he lived on amino acids virtually. Like he was taking, I don't know if they're true, but I heard story. Mussared did those essential amino acids in 300-gram containers, and I was hearing that he was having like 1 every 2 days of that and branch chains.
No, I'm pretty much.
I mean, he was a big guy, so I can see that he would take that much. But he was getting his protein intake in supplementation form only from amino acids.
Well, I'd be having 50 grams of BCAAs and 50 grams of EAAs every day.
Yeah, effectively, that's 100 grams of protein from amino acids. So that's the difference.
But without the calories. As many calories.
Negligible calories, very low. All right. The other question we get asked is creatine a pre-workout?
Yes.
When should I take it? Well, effectively, it is a pre-workout.
Yes.
But it's not a pre-workout that you take creatine and you go, oh my God, you're all wired up.
No.
Creatine works on contractile energy. So when you are doing an exercise.
Yeah.
So if you've got lots of creatine stored in your muscles, they convert to ATP while you're training. If you've got lots of ATP, your muscle will fire for a little bit longer. And
ATP is adenosine triphosphate.
Exactly right. Which is the chemical that fires your muscle, but it depletes very quickly.
Yes.
And hence why your reps deplete very quickly. You get really tired, glycogen will take over, that depletes, and you fail. All right. But if you have a lot of creatine stored in your muscles, you have a little bit more ATP to work with for that muscle. It'll contract once or twice more, hence 2 or 3 reps extra, hence more overload. So yes, take your creatine before training on training days. That's big teaspoon before training, big teaspoon after training.
Yep.
On non-training days, still take those 2 teaspoons. Just spread them out during the day. Add them into your protein shake so you don't have to chase it. So training days before training.
Maybe don't add it with your protein because it might ruin the taste of your protein.
Oh, look, I haven't noticed that. It makes it a bit gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's one easy way of taking your protein. If you remember, if you're having a protein shake, bung a creatine into it. Especially post-workout shake, put your creatine into it.
Yep.
Plus some glutamine, plus some essential amino acids. There you go.
Just gave away my secret.
Last of all, we've got what's the difference between a WPI and a blended protein. Now, I think we've covered this, but
a few weeks back.
We'll go into it again. I mean, your WPI is just that. It's a whey protein isolate.
Yeah.
So, to put it in a nutshell and explain things a lot easier, whey protein isolate is whey protein that's gone through another filtration process, and the less of the lactose and the less of the sugars are taken out. So you're left with a protein that is usually a good whey protein will be a 90% protein, 88, 89, 90% protein. It'll only have like 1 gram of carbs per serve, or some will even have none.
Yeah.
Your sugars will be virtually zero. Now, their sugars are lactose. So, why should I take a WPI? Well, if you're lactose intolerant, well then you should use a WPI because the lactose is going to be virtually zero. But it's also a very fast acting protein, fast absorption protein because that lactose and sugars aren't in it. So it's good to take after training.
Or a plant-based protein.
Yeah. But you can effectively use a WPI whenever you want to, you know, but versus a blended protein, which is a blend of isolate and concentrate.
Yep.
Usually the other way around, it'll have more concentrate in it and a bit of isolate. Some companies will say 50-50, but generally in the ingredients list, if it's got concentrate listed first, well, that's going to be the highest amount of that ingredient in there. So a blended protein is going to then drop down in percentage, usually between 75 and up to 80-82%. Because it's got that little bit of lactose in there, that little bit of milk sugar, and usually about 6 to 8% carbohydrates. So, which one is better for building muscle? Well, they're both just as good as each other for building muscle. I mean, I use a blended protein pretty well all the time. Just all the time. It's got the WPI in there.
Carbs
at the gym here, we've got protein powders at the gym, which our members can use, and there's a WPI, so after training, well, if there's a WPI, I'll use a WPI.
Yep.
But generally, the rest of the time, I'll use a blended protein all the time.
The carbs after training aren't bad.
No,
They're good.
and the amount of carbs that are in a blended protein, please, people, don't start quibbling about 8% carbs,
three.
which boils down to like 3 or 4 grams per serve. Like, you know, you're talking biscuit crumbs.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to even detect that, and it's not going to do nothing to ruining your diet or whatever if you're on something like that. So, that's it.
That's it.
All right, we've got some specials. All right, I'll quickly run through our specials. I've got a bag. All right, don't forget our Max's Superweight special is still running. $99.95 for 3 kilos of a blended protein, which tastes magnificent. Chocolate and banana, and you get that free Max's drink bottle.
And these shakers are awesome.
It's a drink bottle.
Well, you could still use it as a shaker.
Yeah. Drink bottle
Drink
slash
bottle.
shaker.
Yeah.
They hold
A litre.
a litre, so they're excellent. Comes free, $99.95, valid for all of this month.
Yeah, I've sold heaps of them.
Yeah. And what else have I got in my goodie bag? All right, we have got from our friends at Optimum Nutrition, the gold standard BCAAs is coming out. That'll be released in the next week or so.
Oh, new.
Yes, new, totally new.
New.
Yep.
Gold.
Excellent. Yes. Now, it's just the branch chains. All right. So each serve is 5 grams of branch chains. There's some baker's yeast extract in there, helps with your immune system, and rhodiola, which is you'll find that in a lot of pre-workout. It helps with the absorption of nutrients. So it's a very basic product, but it's a very good product. Hence, we were talking about our amino acids. That's it, flavored. Comes in 4 flavors.
What have we got here?
This one here is a fruit punch, there's a watermelon, and there's a couple of others, but we'll feature that next week once we get them all in. So that's coming in next week. We also have the Syntha Edge is now available in a big bag.
Syntha Edge.
Syntha Edge is in a big bag. So it's 3.8 kilos. And at the moment we have got a free t-shirt. Free t-shirt with every bag until stocks last. That's available at all Australian muscle stores
I
now.
didn't know there's one called Edge.
Yeah, that's a Syntha 6 Edge.
Oh.
So yeah, tastes magnificent. We did feature it once on our video.
Oh, alright. Well then.
What else have I got in my goodie bag?
It's like a Mary Poppins bag.
Yeah, I've got lots of stuff. Don't forget, we've got our Hide special, 2 for $90. Pre-workout, high stim pre-workout, 2 for $90.
Sweet.
45 each, you can't go wrong.
But wait, there's more.
There's more, there's always more.
Oh, that's another
Oh,
high.
that's another Hide, because 2 for $90.
Oh.
Alright, we have also got...
Far out. Good thing you lift, otherwise that bag would have been pretty heavy.
That's right. So Victory Zenova, fat burner, high stim fat burnout, good use as a pre-workout, but also stimulates your metabolism in burning fat. Comes with a Victory shaker.
You can always do with more shakers.
Always do more shakers. And we've got one more. This is a new product. It's just landed. Haven't had a chance to try it yet. but I'm going to leave this here at the gym now so that our members can try it. We can all try it.
Yeah, they asked for
Awaken
that one the other day.
by Platinum Labs. So this is effectively a high steam version of their DEFCON 1.
Ah,
Yes, and yeah, this is a high steam version. So if you're after a
well, against the name Awaken would kind of
yeah,
manage it.
yeah.
Like,
So if you're after a really good stimulant-based pre-workout, give this a go. So I'm going to leave this here at the gym, and our members can try it. I'm done.
all right,
Just dropped some shit on the floor.
it's a long video.
That's a long video.
It's a good one.
Our producer,
She's left the building.
she's left the building.
Maybe she's having a nap. All right, guys.
She told us to wrap it up because this is getting pretty long.
Yeah, she left. All right, we'll leave it there.
We'll see you guys at the Fitness Expo. So come and support it. Look, I think tickets are only like $20 at the door or something.
The 15 if you pre-order.
Yeah, if you pre-order at the Adelaide Sports and Fitness
Online.
website, online,
Yep.
I think they're $20 on the day or something.
2025.
Something like that. Cheap either way. Look, there's going to be CrossFit, there's
Powerlifting.
CrossFit games, there's powerlifting,
There's
there's
strongman.
strongman, there's bodybuilding,
There's boxing.
there's boxing, there's all sorts of stuff. So come and support this expo, because if you guys don't come and support it, you know, we're not going to get it. And every year it's been getting bigger and better. We'll see you there.
See ya. Stay humble, don't be knob.